What's up, YouTube? Tango Whiskey here on the first ever actual moto vlog I do. Pretty cool day for me. Laugh at my goofy gloves. It's like 40 degrees outside right now. It's kind of cold. At least cold to be riding. Well, I guess I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up in Northern Virginia. It was really nice. Lived kind of in the mountains, so I had a lot of roads that, you know, little twisties and everything. I loved it. But once I got older, I had to move. I don't live in Northern Virginia anymore. Man, this helmet's fogging up. Nope, this is not. Alright. Now I can see. I started riding when I was like eight. No, that ain't right. I was like 6, I think. My dad had got my brother a little RM80, and I learned how to ride it. It took me a little bit longer because, I mean, 6 years old. That thing was pretty big for me. If I remember, I don't remember that well, but it was fun. I rode dirt bikes and four-wheelers a lot when I was younger. And then once I got older, I just kind of moved into sport bikes. I've had quite a few of those. My first sport bike on the road bike was a Ninja 250. You know, it was like my 15th or 16th birthday present. And I had that for a while. Actually, one of my brother's friends actually totaled it, but so I didn't even hardly ever get to ride it. Maybe like 2 or 3 times I rode it. But after that, I went from, it's pretty funny, I went from a Ninja 250, saved up my money, and I bought a Suzuki TL1000R, a V-twin. The bike is pretty sweet, but well, that type of bike is sweet. Mine wasn't sweet because it was beat to crap. Thing had like 50,000 miles on it. That bike was run hard too. But and I love the bike. I did a lot of work on that thing myself. One of my first bikes I ever really had to kind of redo myself, and it was fun, man. I had that thing for a long time, and then I had a buddy, and him and his wife, they wanted something bigger to ride on. You know, he had a husky wife, if that's a nice way to put it. She was hefty, and you know, they had it was a 2003 Ninja 636, and it wasn't exactly a good bike for her to be riding on the back of. So he asked me about trading him for it. Now, you know, I came and looked at the bike, and I was like, well hell yeah. I mean, that bike was in stupid nice shape. I did a little bit of work to it, you know, just personalization stuff, really, mechanically. I mean, that bike was nice. But I had that bike for, man, it was a good while. And one day I was riding down the road, and long story short, a guy pulled out in front of me, blocking the entire road, and I wound up T-boning him. and I slammed into the side of his truck at like, and I think it was like 60 miles an hour. It was nasty. Kind of ricocheted off the truck, tore all the side of it up. Wasn't a good day. Totaled that bike, man. It snapped the neck off my frame. I mean, that was horrible, man. After that, I mean, I didn't own a bike for a long time, man. I didn't have the money. I mean, it was actually probably 3 years before I even got another motorcycle of my own. I mean, you know, in that middle time, I did a lot of mechanic work for you know, like my brother, his friends that got bikes, my brother himself, and I rode pretty much everybody's bikes that weren't even mine. I mean, it was always cool. I got to ride a lot of different bikes to see what I liked, and it was pretty cool. But yeah, you know, towards the end of it there, I got my 2011 Yamaha FZ8. Now, I got a couple videos up on here about that bike. It was really fun, man. I love that naked Street Fighter style, and I love that thing. To this day, when I sold it, the guy, well, I didn't sell it. I actually traded it in at the dealership up here to get Gina here, and she the guy that you know, runs that dealership here, he actually rides the bike around now. I've seen it. Well, it might not be him. I've seen that bike riding around here a good bit of times, and I've had other people who's like, "Hey man, I saw you riding down the road." No, I don't own that bike anymore, man. But it was pretty cool. That thing, it's just, I like being not normal as far as the bikes I ride. You know, where I live at now, it's all about freaking GSXRs and Hayabusas. I swear to God, if I see another Hayabusa, I ain't saying there's anything wrong with those. They're fine bikes, but everybody knows that there's a stereotype with Hayabusas. That's all I'm gonna say about that crap. And it gets annoying because, well, like most stereotypes, the shit's always true most of the time. But I enjoy riding. Like I said, I like not having the same thing everybody else did. The FZ8, you know, is a naked Street Fighter bike. You don't really see those in the US too often. You know, and I mean, there was no one. I take that back. There was one other guy that I've seen. I've only ever seen one other person with an FZ8 besides me. And it was just bone stock. So I was like, yo, mine's cooler anyway. Ooh. But, you know, once it just got old. I didn't have anybody to ride with. And it gets really boring, man. I don't know anybody anymore that really has bikes. And it sucks, because I never have anybody to go riding with. So it's always me riding by myself, which is one of the reasons I chose to get my WR250 here, because with this, at least I can do a little bit more than besides, you know, just ride around at home, you know, just the city here. I can take it off-road and stuff. You know, this is the this is the R model, and you know, so I got I took my factory tires off there, them dual-purpose tires, and I got a nice set of knobbies put on those, and then I went and bought these Warp 9 wheels here, and you know, so I can just, you know, swap over the tires. And I mean, I really liked it. It's pretty nice, man. I love it, but you know, you don't see them. Maybe I take that back. You know, there's probably some of y'all out there that y'all live in certain areas where supermotos are more prevalent. Even in those areas where motorcycles are prevalent, supermotos are not prevalent, because there's not that many, you know. it's not something that everybody's got. A lot of people don't understand them. I see comments all the time on, you know, other people's channels and stuff and videos. They're just like, you know, well, dirt bikes on the road, that's just silly, that's just stupid, that's pointless. I'd have to respectfully disagree with you there. And obviously you've never ridden one on the road, so yeah. I swear, hitting all the red lights. I mean, I'm not trying to get you to buy a Supermoto if you don't have one. If you want one because you know they're cool. But, I mean, they're cheaper. The price, that's a good reason to have one. They're not a crap ton cheaper for SM models like the DRZ or WR. And even if you buy, you know, a trail bike or something and try to street league like a CRF 450X, you know, they're not that much cheaper, but they are cheaper. I mean, hell, try to go get an R6 or something now. New, I should say. You can always get stuff used, but I can hardly ever find used Supermotos, man. I can never find that crap. But fuel economy, you know, that's the reason everybody rides motorcycles almost anymore, besides that they love it. That's a lot of the reason. That's a big reason I know that a lot of people have gotten into riding motorcycles during, you know, the fuel economy. But you know, with me, I was, with what I had done to my SE8 and the way my riding style, I only got like 35 miles to the gallon, which is still a lot better than my diesel sitting at the house, you know. And with the price of diesel, I mean, hell, you know, it's whatever. But where was I going with that? Oh yeah, the fuel economy. Anyway, yeah, it's like, I don't see where they're really going to get 71 miles to the gallon out of this bike. I mean, well, I guess so. It's slow enough if you're doing like 45 miles an hour where the engine's not working hard. Maybe. But, you know, that's factory. And factory, these bikes, you know, they're pretty sluggish. They don't like to, you know, rev up too quick, and they don't have a lot of power in them until you do a couple little modifications. DWR. I mean, the DRZ, from what I understand, is the same way, but, you know, it's still, it's quicker factory, you know, and that, it's quicker all the time, actually. But, you know, it's just, you know, you got to do stuff to any bike you get to make it, you know, yours and make it nice. Get what you want out of it. I love riding not during the week. This is a Saturday for me right now. This road during the week is stupid packed with countless numbers of idiots pulling out in front of you, and I've had a lot of people ask me at work, you know, like, you know, I saw you come flying by me or something. And first of all, I wasn't flying by them, because I normally just do about 10 miles faster than nobody, well, I wouldn't say that, 5-10 miles faster than nobody else, depending. But that's just because it's safer, and nobody ever seems to understand that. I mean, what do y'all think? Do y'all think it's really safer? I think it's safer because I know where the hell they're at. If I'm doing the speed limit with them, you know, and I'm sitting there in the middle of traffic, they're gonna hit me. And if I'm going faster than them and I'm passing them, I know exactly where they're at. So really the only room for error there is, I mean, of course, you know, somebody could be going faster than me, come flying up beside me in some, you know, sports car or something, and, you know, take me out. But in general, I mean, I think it's a general consensus by people that actually ride motorcycles that it's a little bit safer to, you know, go faster than traffic. And that, I think a lot of people agree with me. I'm sure there's people on here that are going to be like, no, that's not true, you're going to hurt yourself. But normally they probably have never ridden a motorcycle, so You can keep your statistics to yourself. Man, it is chilly this morning, I swear. Oh man, I'll tell you if y'all ever get this reaction. I was sitting in the garage last night cleaning on the bike and everything, and I think I was cleaning up my wheels, and I got the that nail in the tire scare. Like, oh shit, great. If this is a tubeless tire, I'd have to freaking buy a new tire, because I don't plug motorcycle tires. It's not safe. Especially not on the front, but I've done it before only to get it to where I need to go. But anyway, you see that nail in your tire, and you see that nail in your tire, and what's your first reaction? Oh shit, I gotta buy a new tire. Damn it, do I pull it out? Do I not pull it out? I don't know. Should I pull it out? I think I should. Alright, let's pull it out. Damn it!